Superhero comics are best when they aren't even really about superheroes. Tom King excels at that, in my opinion. And that might annoy some people who really expect really flashy, over-the-top cape-style stuff. But when his books land, and they frequently do, they manage to speak volumes on the current state of the world using DC characters. And I love that. Human Target is exemplary, and it might be my favorite first issue of his in a very long while. Here's a look at the inside and out of the first issue of Human Target. I'm Dan Umpton, and this is the Doomcast. Human Target is yet another property that Tom King has revived and revamped to his own purpose. The Omega Man was about indigenous freedom and the boondoggle of outside interventionism, among other things. Mr. Miracle was about post-traumatic stress disorder and self-harm, among other things. And Strange Adventures was about loyalty, compromise, and hero worship, among many other things as well. Nothing is really neat and clean in the world of Tom King, except for generally the artwork. A really common thread in his work is to invest the reader in the main character that they're already familiar with, and then put their motivation at odds with their own heroism, or, well, counter-motivation. Really open their flaws up, and it works really, really well, even when it upsets fans like in Heroes in Crisis, which it really was a series that people struggled with. I acknowledge that. Almost every other series that he's written for DC pits the main characters against their immense flaws as well. Human Target, however, is pitted against his own skill. See, the original Human Target in the 1970s was a detective named Christopher Chance. Well, alright, he was the second one, but the idea is he would solve the mystery of who wanted to kill you by becoming you. You, the intended target of the assassin, remained safe while he was in harm's way and did whatever it took to solve the mystery, even if what it took was a bullet to the chest. And it's even been made into multiple different TV series in the past. He's even appeared on Arrow. This time, his client is Lex Luthor. Not any old version of Lex Luthor, but the Justice League International, Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis era Lex Luthor. As much the caricature then of what has now become the practical modern millionaire Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are essentially parodies of that version of Lex Luthor themselves without even knowing it intentionally. And that's exactly what Tom King is playing on, I think. Chance takes a bullet for Lex Luthor publicly, but the real assassin, the person who was actually trying to kill Lex Luthor, poisoned his coffee before he actually took the stage. And Christopher Chance was the one who drank it. But the deadly twist is that the culprit is likely one of the Justice League International. The poison had traces of radiation native to the Ringbrack dimension, a place only the Justice League International had recently gone, whittling the potential pool of suspects down to just this classic roster of Justice Leaguers. But there's a lot at play here beyond just the face value character and scenario, as there always is with Tom King's work. First of all, the art. Greg Smallwood, who you might remember from recent work on Moon Knight, builds a really cinematic art layout with lines and color choices that harken back to both Eisner and even to movie posters from the 50s and 60s. Even the car accident page and the cover draw obvious comparisons to Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, which I think is probably intentional. A few things are very clear here. This is about a man solving the mystery of his own death before it happens. A death caused by protecting a man who is clearly awful, a billionaire who is provably harming the planet and his own country, and I'm sure that even as this is about the mystery, it's also not about the mystery at all. So this is probably on a very short list of the best first issues I've read in history, and Mr. Miracle is also very high on that list as well, for sure. Wherever this goes, I'm very excited to follow. Thanks for watching. This has been the Doomcast. We'll see you next week.